Mary Gardner.
Okay. So tell me about your family. Children?
I am married to Jim Gardner. He is not the golfer that makes history in Lebanon County. He's a 34-year teacher at the Anvil School District. We've been married for 33 years. I have a son who will be turning 30 this June, and a daughter who is 26 today.
Wow, and what are your children's names?
My son is David Meyer Gardner, and he is 7th year elementary teacher at Cornwall Elementary. And my daughter is in her 2nd year. Her name is Mary Rebecca Gardner, and she's in her 2nd year at Cornwall Middle School as a 6th grade guidance counselor.
Then I see you once in a while in
Yes.
the swimming pool, and I see you have all kinds of young men and women swimming laps and lifeguarding.
Yes.
You tell me about your philosophy there. I see it says team pride and determination are what you try and instill. How do you do that?
I have many hats when it comes to swimming. I've been an instructor for 45 years. My husband and I have coached age group swimming, so it goes from 4 years old to 18. We've done that for 30 years, and I've coached the college level for 20 years. The determination of all of us wanes, and it's for a coach, I feel, to instill the belief in yourself, because that's probably my weakness. So I don't want other people to have their weakness be the forefront of their life. And Jim and I, when we coach, we approach the individual as an individual and not just a swimmer, because it's really what's in their heart and soul. So we try to get to know our swimmers, or my little learn to swim people. We just try to get to know them, and when they get scared or worried, we just try to inspire them to keep moving.
Well, I also see that you've worked with children who have been disabled.
Yes.
What sparked that interest?
Well, many years ago, right down the street, my mother and father, we lived here. My parents were older. My father was an attorney and judge of Lebanon County.
Who's your dad?
Erman Meyer.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And my mother loved the water. My father was scared to death of water. And my mother thought it was important for me to come over and learn to swim from Frank Kuhn. So Frank Kuhn taught me to swim. I'd go home and teach my dollies to swim. And it was a lifetime of helping people, because that's what I watched Frank do. My mother would come, and I would just become part of the pool area with Frank. And there was a young lady, Deb Vogel, who was, her parents would go play golf, and Frank would always take care of Deb. And Debbie had some disabilities, but she was my best friend because we were alone together. And I learned that Deb had much more to offer to the world than I did. And then when I went to college, there was a little boy, and I continued with the swimming world. Got my water safety instructorship through Lois Bauer, and there was a little boy we had to work with. He had no arms, no legs. It was a small amount of arms, and people would have to carry him, and he never came without a smile. And people that have less than the normal population always seem to have more. So I think I capitalize on what they have, because they're happier, they're stronger than I am. So I don't know whether it's a selfish or reason why I enjoy being around people who know how to struggle.
Wow, what a beautiful story.
Oh, I've been blessed. I've been blessed by the people that I've been around.
Well, tell me, you've been the recipient of all kinds of awards from the Lebanon Valley Sports Hall of Fame, the Anvil Rotary, and things of that nature. With all of that recognition, today you're also getting nominated into the inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame. And I can't tell you how you've just inspired me, but is there anything else you would like to tell the next generation who might come behind that, you know, how can you reach out to them today and give them some words of advice that you would tell some of your students or whoever, and maybe you never voiced it before?
I didn't. I jotted things down this morning because I do, your voice, people's voices disappear in time, and that's why you're doing the videotaping. But I really try to inspire people to go out and talk about what makes them feel good inside, and to open up to other people. But the people in my life were all athletes. I'm not a great athlete by any stretch of the imagination, but everybody that led me down the path, the Frank Coons, the Esther Papson, who was always there to cheer people on. They didn't have a women's swim team. We had synchronized swimming, and I had, Ann Heisler
Yes.
Boyer was one of my inspirations. Helene Snyder.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, these people, Pat Reich, without Pat, I transitioned from Catholic school to public school. I was so inept, I didn't know what I was doing. And Pat Reich had to be one, just absolutely positively. And then I met Helene, and then I met Ann and John Davis. And John Davis brought the handicapped people to the swimming pool, and I helped him. The Rocco family, do you know them? That was from Catholic school. They would have been, Bill Rocco played football.
Okay, yes.
But they used to come out here, and I became part of their family. Because we were in the country, I just started finding people who allowed me to keep moving forward in my life. And I think if I had to share with young people that you surround yourself with people who you can hold on to your strengths and not magnify, I'm gonna cry, magnify your weaknesses, because we all have them. And I owe a lot to a lot of people. I only do what was given to me. And to find who you are, swimming was what opened my world up. I'm so embarrassed. Swimming opened my world up, and I was not a great swimmer. I was an adequate synchronized swimmer, but I loved to teach, and it was Frank Coon and the dollies, and my mother allowing me to use every dolly in the house to teach to swim, even her antique dolly, which she never even got mad at. I think my parents have, what they taught me was we're all human, and we have weaknesses, and you keep moving forward. So if I would say anything to young people, is just keep moving forward and find the people that help you to move forward.
It's beautiful. Tell me again your mother and father's name.
My father was Louis Erman Meyer, and he was born in Annville in 1904. And my mother was Mary Helen Cecilia Pfeiffer Meyer. My dad always used to say the string of names because her confirmation name went in there. She was born in New Jersey in 1914. And she grew up in Avon, Pennsylvania. After she was born in New Jersey, moved to Avon.